Game interview from the Cop. QPR 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Quite a surprise. I was expecting, prior to the game, looking at QPR's form recently, we were going to have a tough call really. We've been struggling a little bit recently, and obviously some great news that Shea Charles was staying with us. We decided to go with a flat back four, Bernard and Hekwe, Lowe and Valerie. I wondered whether Valerie would have been okay. Seemed to be struggling a little bit last match. And we brought in Callum Patterson in the role that Anthony Misaba had been taking. So that right-sided midfield winger type role, which is a bit of a surprise. Gassama obviously on the opposite side with Windass and Lowe, 4-4-2. Very, very traditional. And they grasped hold of the game without really threatening massively. There were chances at either side. Windass had a decent shot, but not really sort of expected goals as such. We even had Hekwe with a really nice shot. As the game were progressing on, you just thought, well, are we going to get this? Is this going to be a draw, or can we manage to sneak something back? But we turned it round. I mean, before half time, we were starting to push back on them. We had a really good end to that first half. And we carried it on in the second half. Nothing really changed. It toed and froed a little bit at times. The bar, the bar and the post at the same time, right in the corner, I think, from a great shot, free kick. We don't want to be conceding from free kicks, but anyway, they managed to loop it over and hit that. And so really, the game was starting to stretch out as teams were looking for a winning goal. Well, interestingly enough, and players that have sort of really not been playing recently, with Michael Smith and obviously Callum Patterson did start, but Michael Smith on the bench, and we brought Smith on, and we looked a little bit lacklustre up to that point up front, as I say, crafting a couple of half chances, but Michael Smith started a move and finished it himself with a header, looking very lively. Had a nice rest, obviously, and 1-0 up. Wednesday 1-0 up away at QPR. Well, our away form. You know, you think about us recently, and you think about our home and how poor that we can be at times at home, but away you just can't fault us really. If we can turn that around and try and do the same kind of thing at home, then maybe we should be looking to trouble that top six. We should really. So 1-0 up, and yeah, kept pushing away, and then Callum Patterson with another excellent goal, took it really, really well, turned the defender and shot. So Smith and Patterson, two players that have really sort of been out of the picture. Very interesting. We're looking at spending money probably at both ends of the pitch, spending money at the back. Defence has been, well, fingers crossed that they all stay fit, but defence has been playing pretty good. Certainly today. Midfield now settled with Charles staying till the end of the year, and again, fingers crossed that they all stay fit. And up front, well, look at this, Smith and Patterson on the score sheet. So be interesting to see if we fetching anybody in. We've got to look at strengthening the team. Everybody's been talking about Smith going out on loan. They were talking before around Patterson or Smith going out to one of the other lower teams. Patterson, there was talk about Scotland as well at some point. But are we going to get better players in? I don't know. I think with those two, there's always a chance. You know, Patterson brings that energy, not necessarily the most skillful play on the pitch, but brings with it a great energy and very capable of banging a goal in. And Smith probably looks like our most likely out-and-out striker goal scorer to score, and that's done again today. So 2-0. Great victory, and actually we're now still knocking on the door. We've currently sat 10th on 41, the lowest of three teams on 41. So if we had a better goal difference by an extra 6, we'd be up there with Bristol City on 8th. And then the top 6, bottom of the pile there is Middlesbrough on 44, 3 points away from the top 6. But all these teams have got much better goal differences. So we need to stop conceding goals, and we need to start making sure that we are doing as we did today, banging them in. And we're actually now, we can see now, actually we've never had a problem with the teams below us. Not really. The teams around us struggled a little bit. That top 6, yeah, really, really struggled. But you think about that performance we put in against Leeds. There's I think there's a little bit more fighting as yet. There's some strong teams up there, but wouldn't it be really good just to give it a go if we could just drop into that 6th place? We'll just have to see. We've got some interesting games coming up, very winnable. So until next time, see you for now.